This one time, I was coming home from a friend's house when I swear I could have sworn this guy was following me home. It was late in the evening, around 10 p.m., when I left this friend's house on our Thanksgiving break. I was a freshman in college. It was the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and me and my friends went to our friend's house and spent some time together there. After a while, it was time for me to go home, so I left around 10 o'clock at night. When I started the car, no one was behind me. The neighborhood was dark and still. I pulled off away from their house and started out the neighborhood. As I approached the stop sign to exit the neighborhood, I noticed a car come behind me with their lights shining brightly in my car. I turn onto the street and the car turns the same way. I'm driving for a few blocks. The car is driving very close to my car, shining their lights super bright. Now, I'm a horror story type of gal, so I immediately thought of the story High Beams from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I was afraid someone was in my back seat. At the stoplight, I put my car in park and turn on the lights inside the car. I turn around, check the back seat and behind the front seats. No one was there. Nobody in the car but me. I turn the lights off and drive the car once the light turns green. As I pull off, the car follows behind me. I started to drive a little faster. So did the car. I slowed down. So did the car. I hit the brakes immediately, and the car almost slammed into me from tailgating me so closely. At that point, that's when the car honked their horn at me. Why? I don't know, when they were the one that was riding too close. I found a way to lose the car. I was going to pull into the gas station close to home to lose them. When I approached the gas station, I pulled inside at a pump and watched the car drive past the gas station. I didn't see where the car went, but I sat there for a few minutes before pulling off. After leaving the gas station, I drove towards home when I noticed a car pull out of the Forest Preserve parking lot that was next to the gas station and pull out onto the street right behind me. It was the same car. The same car that was following me earlier. Now the car is back following me again. I thought I lost you. So that car just pulled over to the next available parking lot and waited for me to pull back onto the street to follow me again. This is some crazy stalker vibes type of night, and I was living it in real time. I'm driving towards the light, getting ready to turn, and that same car is following me again. Wondering how can I lose them again, I kept driving. As I got closer to my block, I had an idea. Pull in front of a random house and stop there, hoping the car will drive away. So that's exactly what I did. As I entered the neighborhood, I made a few turns, drove around a bit to see if the car would follow me. And they did. Followed me with every turn on every block in that neighborhood. Finally, I approach a random house. I put the car in park, turn off the lights, lock the door, and wait. That car drove around me, looked inside my car as they drove by. It was a middle-aged man with a baseball cap on, looking directly at me. He barely saw me because it was dark. Then he continued to drive away. I waited. until I couldn't see the car's lights anymore. After I could no longer see the car, I restarted my engine, turned on the lights, put the car in drive, and pulled off. I quickly drove home, pulled into the parking lot of the apartments, turned off the car, and slipped inside as quickly as possible. I checked outside from the window and didn't see anyone, luckily. I had lost the guy, thankfully. I was shaking still, but I was glad to be home inside safely. I'm not sure whom that guy was, why he was following me, or what he wanted. All I know is I hope I never run into him again or a situation like that again. So, guy in the car that followed me, let's not meet.